evening. How are you?
Good.
This is for you.
Oh, thank you.
Would you like a regular or sparkling wine?
Oh.
You know,
Thank you.
Yeah.
Just thank you. It's like no straight. It's great for people to see how
I was.
Dave's still up there. You were there.
Oh, you got that $9 packet.
$9 packet. Oh my word. Is that how much it was?
Oh, yeah, those
Word.
trackers. Yeah, and the prices just went up.
Of course.
The thing,
Prices
All
stand
prices
now.
change for what?
Yeah.
All our prices.
just today, that was just as a new contract. What was, the rain gates to the plant, so we got too much.
That's a new. That's stock.
Had to stop.
Pretty good.
We got those couple of cars after that. And then the sun came out at 5.
And it was nice. I was like, oh, it's daytime.
Yeah, I know. Really nice. Yeah, the sun came out earlier. I mean, I like the wind and stuff before. So sunrise started up earlier. Hello. Hey, good evening. How are you? Not bad. Good. Thank you.
Yes.
You get checking schedule.
Yeah.
You really do that far. Well, because.
Filling in tonight, Josh?
Yes,
For Jason.
yes, Jason, Sunday.
Who is?
Jason.
Is the annual conference thing?
Last
Well,
year.
no, it's the.
I did.
It is. Oh, it is? Where are you guys going?
I just.
Your dedication?
Yeah, I just got back seconds ago, so 2 hours from the parking lot to parking lot.
You go back up tomorrow?
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Through me. That wasn't a fight.
Oh,
I know, not like they was.
Well, Dave's doing like a workshop tomorrow on.
Yes, I think, on, public relations.
Is he feeling right up there? No.
Stay in the lane. So I've done the back and forth twice before. There's something that's interesting. Yeah, definitely.
The 2 hour commute, that for busy summers.
And it was 2 hours 15 this morning.
Yeah.
Because, you know what, ran the road was.
Hi, Serena. How are you?
Good, how are you?
Good, thank you.
This
Oh,
for
yeah.
you? Just stop, please stop.
Ah, thank you very much.
Over to there.
Thank you, thank you.
Wonderful time of the year.
Mhm.
We're glad that I paid this black one.
Hopeful, very hopeful, very nice. Yeah, the problem is, once they do, they try to speedway there.
Well, that's true, but there'll be 38 manholes to dodge.
They're
now.
So, it'll be a speedway instead of an obstacle course.
Honestly, I was following Serena home this afternoon, it's like a slalom.
Yeah,
So, just trying to dodge them all.
it's like a Mario Kart game.
Yep.
Dodging mushrooms.
Thank you for that.
Sure.
They put donuts around, the one that they, basically they can't avoid that are in the.
Yeah.
donuts.
Yeah.
The problem is the donuts are made for 24-inch round manholes. That's all it says, they can cut them off.
Oh, yeah.
So they relief cut them, so they don't stay. That takes one truck in.
Yeah.
Can't wait for the plow house to go down that road.
Hopefully, if we, if it's not big, but it's not, I'd be surprised.
Wonderful. So I can be awake during the whole meeting?
I don't think that's.
Perfect. Where's everybody else?
Dave is at a conference that I just left.
Good, bad?
It wasn't boring, it was very good, it was interesting, you know, I just, it is funny and ironic that I thought we were gonna commute up, so we both could be here tonight. Oh no, I'm staying over.
Where's the conference?
Sunday River.
Oh, nice.
Yeah, it was. Enjoyed it, everyone else, but it was here today. We will be ready at 6:30.
Sounds great. Expecting a few more folks?
One more, I think, is coming. That's
Okay.
it.
Yeah.
Feels like
Only
it's
if I let
officially
them.
fall now, right? That was a good summer, Harry. Absolutely.
Oh, there's Paul.
Oh.
Would you like water? Okay.
Well, that's what happens. Dave
Not
goes
yet.
away,
Fill in.
it doesn't take any time. Boom. I'm good, thank you. How are you? I heard the word PFAS on the news the other day and I was like,
Okey doke, so it is September 22nd, 2022, 9/22/22, 6:30 at the Scarborough Town Hall. This is the regular monthly meeting of the Scarborough Sanitary District, called to order. I'll do a roll call. I'll start on my right. We have Ruth Summers,
Present?
Jason Greenleaf,
Here.
Mike Stein,
Present.
Paul Rodriguez,
Present.
and Ben McDougal.
Here.
And I'm Chairman Nick Rico, also here. Approval of the minutes from last month's regular monthly meeting. I'll entertain a motion.
Motion to approve.
Thank you, Ben. Second from Mike. Thank you, Mike. Any additions, subtractions, corrections? Barring none, all in favor?
I will have to abstain because
Yeah.
I was not present last
We
month.
have 2 abstentions and the
Oh,
rest
I
of us
abstained
voted
too.
yes.
I wasn't.
3
here last time.
abstentions. That's right. We had a quorum of 4 last time. Cool. Superintendent's report. For tonight, we have Josh pinch hitting for Dave Hughes, who's at a conference. So I'll turn it over to you, Josh Roy.
I'll do my best. A copy of the monthly report of operations for the month of August is included in your packet. Our average effluent flow for the month was 1.27 MGD. Our effluent quality was well within our permitted limits. We averaged 97% biochemical oxygen demand, BOD, and 98% TSS removal for the month, with an average effluent concentrations of 9 milligrams per liter and 7 milligrams per liter respectively. A copy of the pump station flows for the month of August is included in your packet. No issues of concern were noted. However, on the 11th, there was a glitch in the system which resulted in the data not being recorded. Grondon has completed the installation of about a third of the new force main on Gorham Road. The project has been going very well with very little issues. If I may add, they have already pressure tested 1,000 feet of that force main, which successfully passed. Nick Rico and Dave Hughes were part of a roundtable discussion concerning LD 1911 and its impact on plant operations.
That happened today.
Electrical bids. In December, our current 3-year contract for electricity expires. We went out to bid earlier this year, and the high bid resulted in us rejecting those bids and waiting for the market to shift. We just received second bid results, and these were not any better. The current bid price is for approximately 17 cents per kilowatt hour. Our current cost is 0.065 cents per kilowatt hour. Sorry, dollars, I believe. Our broker is recommending going for a 1-year contract. At these rates, our electrical budget will have to increase in 2023 by approximately $250,000. Our current budget is for $205,000.
Yikes.
Our budget workshop is scheduled to follow immediately after our regular monthly meeting on November 17th. Our CCTV camera is broken and has not been sent back to the manufacturer for repairs. Due to its age, it is likely that the cost of repair will not warrant proceeding with the repair. A preliminary cost estimate for replacement is $90,000 for the entire unit. At that amount, we are going to look into establishing an arrangement with one of the local vendors to provide on-call CCTV services. Pump station 19 and 24 panel upgrades, although budgeted for this year, due to supply chain issues, the work will be carried over into 2023. Black Point Road paving, the manhole frames and covers have been replaced and adjusted to the proposed grade within the DOT Black Point Road paving project. And it appears like they might be paving that next week sometime.
Cool. Any questions for Josh? All right, moving on to correspondence. We have number 5, correspondence.
Yes. DEP PFAS effluent sampling letter, which is in your packet. In compliance with LD 1911, the Division of Water Quality Management will commence monthly effluent PFAS sampling for approximately 10 months. The cost of the courier, transportation, sample analysis, and reporting for all publicly owned treatment works will be covered by funds under the American Rescue Plan Act. PFAS effluent samples will be conducted by district staff, and I actually attended a training at the DEP office in Portland on Tuesday, and got shown how to properly sample for PFAS testing.
Cool. Any questions for Josh about the correspondence? All right, moving on to old business, we have none. New business, Atlantic Federal Credit Union.
Number 2 Ginn Road. On behalf of Atlantic Federal Credit Union, Sebago Technics requested district approval for a 2,700 square foot banking institution as presented in their submittal documents. The requested flow is 160 gallons per day. I recommend approval with the following conditions. Wastewater flows. The wastewater flow allocation is limited to 160 gallons per day of typical sanitary waste. Any flows in excess of the allotment or characteristics are subject to additional approvals. Capacity reserve fees. The requested 160 gallons per day of wastewater flow is fully subject to the district's capacity reserve fees. The current capacity reserve fee is $19.15 per gallon. September 22 is adjusted monthly based on the Engineering News Records Construction Cost Index. Based on the current rate, the total capacity reserve fee due is $3,064. Any flows in excess of the approved allocations are subject to additional approvals and capacity reserve fees. Do we have?
I'll entertain a motion for this project. Thank you, Jason. Thank you, Bruce. So we have someone in the audience that can explain this project.
Sure. So you guys,
Yeah, step up to the mic and introduce yourself, please.
a brief narrative if I can. My name is Aaron Hunter, civil engineer with Sebago Technics. So we're requesting ability to serve and approval from you all tonight for a 2,700 square foot credit union at 2 Ginn Road. So the existing property was a part of an approved development that was built in 2013. The existing site for the property was not developed, but there were utilities stubbed out to it. Sewer was stubbed out to it as a part of that original project. So we're proposing to connect to that existing sewer service. We do have a much lower flow than the previously approved project. So that's pretty much all that I have. Just looking for approval here tonight.
Sure. Question about the project for Aaron? I was curious about the traffic. This is right next to the Irving, right?
Yep.
Traffic flow, how is that gonna work?
So there's currently, as a part of the previously approved plan, 3 curb cuts on the existing internal shared access drive. So we'd be closing off one of those and keeping the ones that are adjacent, ones that is next to Ginn Road and one that is next to Payne Road. And we'd be planning to maintain those and utilize those. We're working with the town of Scarborough through site plan review process to get their approval. And we're currently in that process right now.
All right, any other questions about the project? Okay, all in favor? Unopposed? Thank you.
Thank you, everyone.
All right. What are we looking at? Hackamore Place Apartments, number 2,
Mhm.
phase 2.
Yes, that's at 40, that's on Front Runner Way. Lot 42, Town Center Residential in the Downs. On behalf of Hackmore Place Apartments LLC, Goral Palmer requested district approval for 3 apartment buildings with 15 units each, for a total of 45 dwelling units as presented in their submittal documents. The requested flow is 9,000 gallons per day. I recommend approval with the following conditions. Wastewater flows. The wastewater flow allocation is limited to 9,000 gallons per day of typical sanitary waste. Any flows in excess of the allotment or characteristics are subject to additional approvals. Capacity reserve fees. The requested 9,000 gallons per day of wastewater flow is fully subject to the district's capacity reserve fees. Current capacity reserve fee is $19.15 a gallon. Is adjusted monthly based on the engineering news records construction cost index. Based on the current rate, the total capacity reserve fee due is $172,000 and $172,350. Any flows in excess of the approved allocations are subject to additional approvals and capacity reserve fees.
I'll entertain a motion.
Motion to approve.
Thank you, Jason.
The chief operator's recommendations. On behalf
Thank
of
you.
the superintendent.
Cool. Nicely put. Paul has a second. We have Drew Gagnon.
My mom would probably say Gagnon, but I say Gagnon. I'm starting the family trait here, so that's what I go with Gagnon. So it's my dad's
So-
name, so I go with that. But
So we have Drew at the podium right now. Why don't you give a brief overview of the project?
sure, appreciate it. So again, Drew Gagnon with Goral Palmer. I got a board. The board here in front of me is just kind of showing a little bit of context with Hackamore Place Apartments. So it's a 45-unit apartment complex located north of Hackamore Lane, go figure with the name, and east of Front Runner Ave. So you'll notice that this is the Town Center residential subdivision that we've done a good job of building out so far. So Scarborough Downs Road, which is constructed up to this point up here, is on your left. And then actually Hackamore Ave is all constructed, all in front of the site. Front Runner Ave is not constructed quite yet, but this is basically creeping on the inner track, if you will, for the Downs if you're out there. So we're really kind of coming full circle with the Town Center residential build out as we work our way north on the property. And it's relatively simple application. You'll notice it's almost mirrors the Hackamore Place 1 apartments, which was approved, I believe, a few months ago or 6 or 8 months ago, possibly at this time, through the town planning board as well as the district. So it's 45 apartment units. It's going to be on a private sewer main through the site. We left a public sewer stub, if you will, off the main and Front Runner that is in current. So there is a stub there right now. So we've planned for it. We're connecting to it. Relatively straightforward approach with that. This flow does go to the under construction pump station 27, which is just off the page here. And other than that, I can answer any questions, but relatively straightforward, just gravity flow with 45 apartments. And thank you.
Cool. Any questions for Drew? What's that, Joe?
I just said not for Drew.
Oh.
Just between the difference of the superintendent's and Josh's recommendation and Drew's initial letter, there's a difference of dollar amounts and the ENR. I recognize as the end of August when he submitted, we're referencing September 20. Just curious in the application process from his ability to serve.
Insofar as the actual capacity reserve fee itself.
Yeah, the ENR and the actual capacity reserve. We're asking for more.
I think
Based on his
it's
application.
because the ENR is an automatic index that happens every month. It gets adjusted.
Correct.
So when Dave wrote his letter back to Drew, it was at one point. Because he had to wait until this meeting tonight, the most recent ENR brings it to 1950 per gallon. That's why there's a difference in calculation. And I think most of the downs has been done that way, and every other project has been done that way, where it's not the rate that's quoted in the letter, it's the rate that's available by the time the meeting happens.
I just think this is probably the first time we've ever encountered rate of the changing of a month between a letter and an application,
Yes.
ability to serve letter. So I just wasn't sure if we have a policy or procedure that identifies that.
I think it's.
We've obviously done a lot of work with Goral Palmer, so.
We have.
But it might be something for us to identify. I recognize the difference in the month, and obviously they're not rebutting that, so that's fine. But I think it's something that we need to identify for process-wise for people that are applying in the future, that if we don't accept the application in that change of the ENR, that they need to expect that there might be either a greater increase in what we're asking them to pay for capacity reserve or a less amount.
I think that's a good point.
I think so.
What I'm wondering though, and I don't have Dave's letter in front of me right this second, but I think his letter makes that clear. When
Yeah, he does.
sends a
He puts in
response back.
parentheses the September ENR.
Yeah.
And it's about the fourth page in, I believe. So.
Is that Drew's letter back to us?
On the backside of Drew's letter, Drew's goes 4 letters, and then Dave's response is there as well. I was just looking at it earlier.
Yep, and Drew's letter, I guess, is dated in August 24.
Yep.
And I think because we're on the September one, that's why it went up. And I think that's what Dave stipulates, probably in his not approval letter, but his capacity letter. He lets the contractors know that it's going to be at the time of the meeting, not at the time of his first letter to them.
Yeah, I totally agree. I just think that we need to make sure that there's an understanding process in writing for that difference.
Okay. Thank you, Joe.
Mhm.
Any other questions for Drew or about the project? All in favor? None opposed? Thank you, Drew.
Thank you.
All right, next gen development.
This is for Next Gen Development LLC, 225 Innovation Way, Lot 35, Innovation District in the Downs. On behalf of Next Gen Development LLC, St. Clair Associates requested district approval for a 19,800 square foot mixed-use building. The first floor will be utilized for commercial space, while the second floor will include 22 studio apartments. The requested flow is 4,454 gallons per day. Previously, the Scarborough Sanitary District approved a 10,000 square foot, 2-story office/warehouse building for this lot. However, this project never went forward. I, on behalf of the superintendent, recommend approval of the following conditions. The wastewater flow allocation is limited to 4,454 gallons per day of typical sanitary waste. Any flows in excess of the allotment or characteristics are subject to additional approvals. Capacity reserve fees. Previously, Crossroad Holdings LLC paid the capacity reserve fee for 160 gallons per day of typical sanitary waste for this lot. With that, the remaining 42.94 gallons per day of wastewater flow is subject to the district's capacity reserve fees. The current capacity reserve fee is $19.15 a gallon based on September 2022 and is adjusted monthly based on the Engineering News Records Construction Cost Index. Based on the current rate, the total capacity reserve fee due is $82,230.10. Any flows in excess of the approved allocations are subject to additional approvals and capacity reserve fees. In addition to that, a sewer and oil water separator permit and a sewer permit are required.
Okay,
Motion to approve.
thank you, Jason. Thank you, Joe. Any questions about the project, comments? Barring none, I'll ask for a vote. All in favor? Unopposed? Cool. Budget summary.
The eight-month budget summary is included in your packet. I recommend approval. This recommends capital equipment that we have not received yet due to supply chain issues, such as PLCs, the inspector's vehicle, as well as generators. We have not received and or paid for yet.
Okay,
Motion to approve.
thank you, Jason. Thank you, Joe. Any questions for Josh about the eight-month budget summary? Okay, barring none, all in favor? Unopposed. I'd ask for public comments, but we have no public left. Trustee comments. We'll start on this side here with Joe again.
Microphone troubles. No, I'd just like to thank the staff and Josh for filling in tonight for the continued hard work and efforts. I see the force main projects going on pretty well for the most part. I'll be happy when the paving is done on Black Point Road. At least my suspension, my truck will be. And I'd like to thank Nick for assisting me in my continued efforts to serve on the board. And just have a good month till next month.
Cool. Ruth?
Thank you to the staff for everything they do. Josh, glad you're here. Thank you very much. Serena, thank you for all of your hard work.
Cool. Jason?
Yeah, thank you to the staff as well. I appreciate you filling in tonight, Josh, in Dave's absence, and looking forward to a nice fall.
Ben?
Thank you, Nick and Dave, for testifying about the LD that I forget the number of, but
1911.
1911, that's right. I don't know how I forget that. But that's good that you guys went up and did that. And Josh, thanks for pinch hitting here. Thank you, Serena, for everything, and the rest of the staff. Appreciate it.
Paul?
Absolutely. Echo the sentiments. Kudos to the staff again for another great month. Nice job, Josh, pinch hitting. Just a quick personal note. I just wanted to thank everybody on this board. I've really enjoyed my time with the board, and I won't be running again this coming November, unfortunately, due to personal reasons and other conflicts. So it's with mixed emotions. I'm excited about some new opportunities in my personal life, but I really enjoy what we do here, and it's tremendously important. I'm really passionate about it. So keep up the good work, and I'll miss you guys. Thanks.
Cool. Mike?
To echo my fellow trustees, Josh, great job tonight filling in for Dave. And also thank you for to the staff for their hard work. And Paul, you're going to be here for what, one more meeting?
Couple more.
Okay, so I won't say goodbye yet.
Cool. Just want to thank Dave for joining me at the conference, the Muria Conference, Sunday River today. We had a good roundtable discussion. Could have gone on for hours if we wanted it to, but it went well. I also want to thank Josh for pinch hitting and echo the rest of the trustees' sentiments about how wonderful the staff is. With that, I will entertain the final motion of the evening.
Motion to adjourn.
Thank you, Jason.
Second.
Thank Ben. Excellent. Any discussion? I didn't think so. All in favor? Thank you. We're done.